solving equation. Solving linear equation, that means you got no powers in these. So what I'm going to look at, I'm going to spend some time here looking at the solving linear equation. So you got 5x minus 3 equals to 27. The bog standard one, you got brackets, and this is, remember, maths is a building block. So basically you have got expanding bracket, which you have covered. So this is just equation now, which you got an equal to it. So notice the number stays the same, and I'm going to go through two process and then actually work my way through. So you got here, notice the number is at the front here, and you got brackets. You also got unknown on both sides. So if I should start working through these, I'm going to go through two ways. I'm going to take this first one here, and I'm going to go through two ways to do this. So first of all, I'm going to show you the mapping way. Right, the mapping. So what we got here, okay, we got x we need to find, which is the unknown, right? So first of all, what I'm going to do here, I'm timesing by 5, taking away 3, and my answer is 27. So if I highlight the operation here, so I just need to do the inverse, right? I need to do the inverse going in the next direction. So if I start off with 27, I'm going to do the inverse. So the inverse of taking 3 is add 3. Right, so 3 add 27. Write a small 30 here so you don't miss a stage. Inverse of times by 5 is divide by 5. So divide by 5. So what's your answer now? 5 into 30 goes 6. So x equals to 6. Okay, so that's known as the mapping way. So if I should just briefly go through this again, just to reinforce the point. So you basically have got x times by 5, take 3 equals 27. Inverse, so going in the opposite direction, you got 27, add 3 is 30, then divide by 5, x equals to 6. Now, the bog standard way, which is the balance, so that's the mapping. So hopefully you're happy with the mapping way. So what I'm going to look at now is the other way, known as balance. So what I do to one side, I do to the other. So take the same exact question, right? So the same exact question I'm going to use. You got 5x minus 3 equals to 27. So if you look at this here, the same thing I do to one side, I have to do to the other. So first I'm going to get rid of the 3. So I need to add, it's a minus 3, so I need to add 3 to both sides. Because I'm doing the same thing to both sides, it doesn't have any impact. So the same thing I do to one side, I do to the other. So add 3, right? That goes to, I've left with 5x equals to 30. 5x, so 5 times x is opposite, dividing by 5. Dividing by 5. Okay, so divided by 5, dividing by 5. Now, x equals to 6. So this is known as the balancing technique. So if we reinforce this again, so step 1, right, we notice it's a minus 3, and I need to get to a plus 3 to both sides. Okay, I left with 5x equals to 30. So 5 times x, right, 5 into 5x is x, 5 into 30 is 6. Now I'll go through all the other stages now. So if we look at this set of questions here, right, I'm going to do, so we got 6 questions. That was the lead question I did the example with. We got 6 questions I'm going to go through. So we got two y minus 3 equals to 1. So I'm using balancing on this one, and I'm going to show you I'm using mapping and balance, and it doesn't really matter. So add 3 to both sides. So add 3 to both sides. So I end up with 2y equals to 4. Then I'm going to divide both sides by 2. So y equals to 2. Okay. So that's that question. Now on to the next question, which I'm going to use mapping and show you exactly. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter where the question is or how the question layout. I still can use the mapping way to do it. So next question, 8 plus 5x equals to 13. So what I'm trying to work out here is x. So we start off with x, okay, then times by 5, add 8, and my answer is 30. So now working in opposite direction, 13. I'm going to take 8 away from 13. My answer is 5. Then divide by 5. My answer is 1. So x equals to 1. Next question, you got 7 plus 5x equals to 52. So take 7 from both sides. Got 5x equals to 45 divide by 5 by 5. So 5 into 5x is x equals to 9. Next question, I got 2g minus 5 equals to 12. So add 5 to both sides. So 2g equals to 17 divided by 2 divided by 2. G equals to 2 into 17 goes 8.5. 8.5. Okay. For x minus 3 equals 11. Add 3 to both sides. For x equals to 14 divided by 4 on both sides. X equals to 3.5, which you can write as 3.5. Both the same, both is acceptable. Okay, you can have a go at this one. I'll leave that one for you to have a go at. Right, have a go. Have a go. Next, so remember, maths is a building block. So if you look at this question here, how can I let it resemble the same question that I was doing before? First of all, what I need to do here is to expand the bracket. And what I mean by that is you got 4 times 2z. 4 times 2z is 8z. And you got 4 times 1 is plus 4 equals to 64. So now you got exactly what you were working with before. Okay, so what you can simply do is go through exactly the same process. So we got here, taking 4 from both sides. So 8z equals to 60. So divide by 8. Divide by 8. So Z equals to 8 into 60. Z equals to 7.5. Okay, if I do that one, okay, and do that one, you then have two to have a go at. So basically what we got here now, say exactly the same thing. So I need to get rid of the bracket, so I'm going to do 2 times x. It's going to give me 2x. 2 times 3, that's going to give me 6, equals to 16. So take 6 from both sides, you're left with 2x equals to 10. Divide by 2, x equals to 5. This one now you got 4 times x is 4x. 4 times minus 1 is minus 4, equals to 16. So balancing again, add 4 to both sides, So 4x equals to 4x equals to 12. For x equals to 12. Divide by 4. X equals to 3. So what I've done here, you can have a go at these two questions here. Right, have a go this question and have a go at this one. Okay, here we the reason for this question here is basically you notice there is 27 and you got 4x minus 3, right? So this one I'm going to do the first one. So you got 27 plus 4x plus, sorry, equals to 31. So step 1, I need to get rid of the 27, so I'm going to take 27 from both sides. So take 27 from both sides, so you end up with 4x equals to 4. Divide by 4 on both sides, x equals to 1. Okay. The beautiful thing about maths is a building block, so it doesn't really matter if you got signs change, so you follow the same process. So we got here 4x minus 2 equals to minus 10. Nothing doesn't change, the process remains the same. So step 1, right, we're going to get rid of the minus 2, so we add 2 to both sides of the equation. So add 2 to both sides of the equation, end up with 4x equals to minus 8. Then the next step, we're going to divide both sides by 4. So your answer is x equals to, a positive into a negative is negative 2. Slow the video down if I'm going a bit too fast. So you got 2k minus 7 equals to minus 1. So the first thing I'm going to do is get rid of the minus 7. So we're plus 7 to both sides. So we end up with 2k equals to 6. Divide both sides by 2. So k equals to 3. So leave this one for you to have a go. Please also comment, like, and share. It's absolutely important that you comment and give me some feedback of your understanding on these questions, because it helped me to actually prepare better for supporting you. Okay, unknown is on both sides now. So if we look at this, there's unknown on both sides. So basically the aim here is to get x on one side and get the numbers on one side. So if we look at this question, the first question here, we got 5x minus 3 equals to x minus 15. So the bigger x is on the left hand side, so we're going to keep the x on the left hand side, keep the numbers on the right hand side. So you can choose to get rid of one, but I do this in stages. So I'm going to get rid of the number first. So if I add 3 to both sides, I get rid of this minus 3. So add 3 to both sides. So the next step I'm going to end up with is 5x equals to x minus 12. Next stage here, I need the x on the other side, so it's a plus x on the right hand side, so I need to take x. I need to take x from both sides. So I end up with 4x equals to minus 12. Then next step, what I'm going to do, is divide both sides by 4. So x equals to minus 3. For x plus 5 equals to x plus 20. So again, follow the same procedure. My aim here is to get all the letters on one side, right? All the numbers on one side. So here Again, your aim is to keep the bigger x on the side, any side it's on. So here I'm going to take 5 from both sides. So if I take 5 from both sides, I'm going to end up with on the left side there, I'm going to end up with 4x equals to x plus 15. The next thing I'm going to do is take x from both sides. So if I take x from both sides, I end up with 3x equals to 15. The next step, I'm dividing by 3, divide by 3. So x equals to 5. Do one more because that got a minus. I'll do the other two. So this question, you got minus on the left hand side, right? The procedure follow the same. So you got 5x minus 3 equals to 2x plus 9. So step 1, I'm going to add 3 to both sides. So that gives me 5x got 2x, add 3 to 9, that's 12. Then the next stage here, what I'm going to do is minus 2 from both sides, 2x, sorry. So minus 2x from both sides, so I end up with 3x equals to 12. Next step, divide by 3. Divide by 3. So I end up with x equals to 4. Beautiful. Okay, now I do the final one here because I got minus on both sides, so the procedure stay exactly the same. So we got 7x minus 10 equals to 3x minus 2. So I need my numbers on one side, my letters on one side. So add 10 to both sides. So I end up with 7x equals to 8. And I've missed the 3x out, which I need to just add in. So you got 3x plus 8. Next step, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take 3x from both sides. So I end up with 4x equals to 8. The next step, divide by 4. So x equals to 2. Okay, what this does now, we got unknown on both sides, but this is not tricky like Ricky. All we have to do here is get rid of the bracket. So you go through the process step by step. So the first one I'm going to look at here is getting rid of the bracket. So I've got 2 times x, right? That's going to give me 2x. 2 times 3 6 equals to 14 plus x. So all I did there, get rid of the bracket, and remember maths is a building block, so all I did there was just add some brackets in. Then go through the steps now. First of all, I need the x on one side, the numbers on one side, so I'm going to take away 6 from both sides. If I take away 6 from both sides, I end up with 2x equals to 8 add x. Then next stage, what I'm going to do is take away x from both sides. So now I've got x equals to 8. Next question here, bracket is on the right hand side, so nothing changed with the procedure remained the same. Maths is a building block, so you got 6x minus 4 equals to 8 plus 4x. So now step 1, I've get rid of the brackets, so go through the process. Add 4 to both sides. So we got 6x equals to 12 plus 4x. Take away 4x from both sides. So end up with 2x equals to 12. Then divide by 2. So x equals to 6. Okay, next question. So you do 2 times 5x, so that's 10x. 2 times 7, that's 14, equals to 3 times 7, that's 21. 3 times x, that's 3x. Right, and then go through the process again. So you got taking 14 from both sides, and the process is keep the numbers on one side, keep the letters on one side. That's the aim. So taking 14 from both sides, they end up with 10x equals to 7 plus 3x minus 3x from both sides, end up with 7x equals to 7. Divide by 7 on both sides. So x equals to 1. Okay, so now we got 3 times 2x, That's 6x. 3 times minus 1 is minus 3 equals to 5 times x is 5x. 5 times minus 1 is minus 5. Going through the process, add 3 to both sides. So we got 6x equals to 5x minus 2 and take 5x from both sides. X equals to minus 2. Okay,